All right, so for Pythagorean theorem, we always start with writing the Pythagorean theorem out. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is A, this is B, this is C. We know C has to be across from the right angle, so that one has to be there. But A and B can be interchangeable because we're adding them. So we're going to plug in all the values. And you want to plug in those values just as they're shown. Okay, so A is the square root of 19, B is 9, and C is Y. All right, so from there we need to go through and evaluate this. So square root of 19 squared, anytime we have a square root being squared, it's just going to cancel out. Okay, so for just an easier example here, if we do the square root of 4 times the square root of 4, that's really like the same thing as the square root of 16. We also know that it's just kind of redundant to multiply those, so we know it's just going to be 4. So in this case, the square root of 19 times the square root of 19, that's going to be some really big number that we don't really have to fool with here, because we know the answer is just going to be 19. 9 squared is 81. Then we have y squared. So when you add these up, you get 100. And that's a pretty easy one to figure out. Okay, but if you weren't sure what the square root of 100 is, you can break it up. Okay, and this one is a perfect square because you end up having two values or two repeats. So we've got 2 times 2, which is really 4, and we've got 5 times 5, which is really 25. So when you go to write this out, we don't have any square root left. We just do 2 times 5, which is 10. Okay, so y is going to equal 10.